Hello guys, welcome back to Cricket with AV, and this is your ultimate Indian cricket destination where you'll get the previews, reviews and all the match analysis of the Indian men's or women's team playing anywhere. You'll also get IPL content over here, special segments like Blast from the Past and Trivia. So for more of that, like the video if you enjoy, share, subscribe and click the bell icon. Start. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I am joined with none other than Don's Benny, who has already been once on my channel when we talked about the WTC final. You can catch the link of that video in the description also. But today I have he's joined me to talk about the IPL 2021. We are going to talk about the league phase, how did it go, which teams did well, and how why the teams like Mumbai Indians did not find their rhythm, what were such reasons about that. And then we are also going to talk some things about the playoffs, which are now set. The qualifier one will be between the Delhi Capitals and the Chennai Super Kings, and the eliminator will be between the Royal Challengers Bangalore and the Kolkata Knight Riders. So these are the playoffs which we have. So we are going to talk about that also. So welcome, John. Welcome to the show, and looking forward to talk to you today.
First of all, thanks a lot for inviting me. It's a pleasure to come to a channel. I think it has been 4 or 5 videos. So looking forward to another cricket chat as well.
Yeah. So now talking about IPL, let's just first talk about the league phase because it's something which has gone past now. So now in the league phase, teams like Mumbai Indians, Punjab Kings didn't find their touch like that. Rajasthan Royals also, Sunrisers Hyderabad. These were teams which are doing well, especially Sunrisers Hyderabad and Mumbai Indians last year were very good because Hyderabad in the later half of the tournament came back really well, whereas Mumbai Indians were the champions. So, like Mumbai Indians were really good on these UAE tracks, and they didn't have a very bad start to the tournament because at the halfway stage they had 8 points, 4 wins, which was not bad at all. So, what do you think was the reason they weren't able to repeat what they did last year? And about Punjab and Hyderabad also. Say something.
I think first coming to Mumbai, it was a team failure. As Rohit Sharma mentioned, batting has been a big failure. Almost that powerhouse, their powerhouse has been Pollard, Hardik, Kurnal, and the start given by Ishan Kishan or D Cock or Rohit or Suryakumar Yadav. So it was a collective failure. Apart from Rohit Sharma, no one has contributed consistently to be in the top four. That has been the main issue. The matches they have won, apart from the Chennai match in Delhi, almost every match has been won by due to the credit of bowling unit. Bumrah bowled, etc. bowled superbly. Even Rahul Chahar did so well in the Chepauk leg. So that was one reason why they won few matches. So batting has been a big failure for Mumbai Indians. That has been a real concern. A few of them got injured. Hardik Pandya didn't play few matches. Then he came back, so it was tough for him coming back from a niggle, etc. So and Pollard hasn't been that great as well. He played one of the greatest knocks in IPL during the last leg, but coming to UAE leg, he hasn't been that great as well. So it was a collective failure for Mumbai, and it happens to every team. They have won last two titles, so low of averages, so maybe they might made it easy, and that break as well. We all know Mumbai used to come back after a few losses, but after that they were coming back really well in Delhi, but that break happened. Then they need to start again, so that might be the reason why Mumbai failed. And coming to Punjab Kings, it has been their main issue. The middle order has been a big worry. Nicholas Puran's form has been a big concern for them, and that led KL Rahul to play that anchor role as well. So middle order was their issue. It has been an issue for them last few years. They have 12 points in last 2-3 seasons. If they could have managed to have a couple of wins, which they could have easily, but their mid
Like
order
this
was
year also, the game which they lost against Rajasthan Royals, that 4 runs, had they scored it, perhaps they could have qualified.
yes. So they have a better net run rate as well. So even last year as well, the Kolkata match they should have easily won. So there was lots of issues in middle order that has been a big concern. But from bowling unit they have done well. Akshadeep has done so well. Shami with the new ball. Ravi Bishnoi has been a sensation. So they have done well in bowling unit and in top order as well. But the issue has been middle order, and that led, as I mentioned earlier, KL Rahul to play that anchor role. And coming to Sunrisers, I think we have that signs of Sunrisers declining from last season as well.
Yeah.
But David Warner again saved them last year, but this year he went through that tough patch. He was coming from less match practice. He had an injury as well during that India series. He missed out few test matches, so he was lack of match practice, and his form declined. And the Indian batters, we all know Sunrisers don't have that depth, almost similar to Rajasthan Royals. Almost,
Yeah.
they both have similar issues. The experience is really less for Indian batters. If you look
Hmm.
at the successful teams like Mumbai Indians or Chennai Super Kings or even Kolkata Knight Riders, they have Dinesh Karthik, they have Shubman Gill has been playing in the circuit for last few years. So everyone has that experience factor from Indian team. But these Sunrisers don't have. They have Priyam Garg or Abhishek Sharma, even Kedar Jadhav hasn't been in great form, or Manish Pandey strike rate has been a big issue apart from the last match. So we all know Sunrisers lack of Indian experience after Shikhar Dhawan moving away from the franchisee, and they didn't do anything to cover up that issue. Even the last auction as well, they didn't do anything, and that led to this failure. And Rajasthan Royals did well, and we need to give to them, because if you look at them, missed out Josh Butler, Jofra
Yeah.
Archer, Ben Stokes, etc. Still, they have 10 or 12 points. They did so well in the India leg as well. And coming to here, they have issues. They made very good replacements, but still, the issue has been the middle order.
There can't be a
Mahipal.
replacement for Jofra Archer really. Like someone like Bumrah
Yes.
Archer, you can find a good replacement, but they can't be as good as them.
Yes, and Chris Morris' form has been a big decline as well. If you look at the India leg, he bowled superbly, but coming to UAE, he hasn't been performing that well. So they have invested a lot on Chris Morris as well, almost 14 or 15 CR.
Yeah.
So he need to get that match-winning performance, but which he couldn't during the UAE leg. So that led to the failure and the inexperience of Indian batters. They have Rian Parag or this Mahipal Lomro or anyone. The experience, they lack experience apart from Sanju Samson. So that was a big concern. And Liam Livingston as a middle order player as well. They should have used him well, because if you look at Liam Livingston against Pacers, would have done wonders. But they sent him them during the 10th over or 11th over. That led to extra pressure for Liam Livingston as well. So they made a couple of mistakes, but they played well. If you look at the limitations they have in the sport, etc.
I also agree to that. And yeah, I also like for Rajasthan, another concern for them I thought was the spin department because they had spinners like Rahul Tewatia, Rian Parag, Mahipal Lomror, which like spinners are spinners, but they didn't have the quality of spinners needed, especially in the UAE leg. I think that was a concern for them.
Yes, they lack middle order wickets. They used to get wickets in the death overs or in power play as well. Chetan Sakriya was there, Chris Morris was there, Mustafi Sur or Karthik Tyagi, etc. But the wickets in middle overs was really less. Even they didn't try Markande last year as well. They have similar issues last year as well. Spinners wasn't given the wickets apart from few games from Tiwatia. Even Gopal has been going through a tough time. So it has been a major concern. They didn't do well in auction as well. They picked Shamsi, but he wasn't a replacement and he was from overseas as well. So there is limitations to play him. So they should have tried better spinners in the auction as well.
Yeah, I agree to that. Now, moving on to the success of teams, especially RCB, CSK, and Delhi Capitals. Can it highlight one of the reasons? Like Delhi Capitals has been quite a consistent franchise, I would say, quite a consistent team in the last 2 3 years, because they have been qualifying for 3 successive years now. Yeah, 2019, 2020, and 2021. So, what's one reason you feel behind their success? Is it the change of Ricky Ponting coming in as a coach, or something which you would like to point out for the success of Delhi Capitals? And what is your prediction for them going forward this year in the playoffs too?
I think the success mantra of Delhi Capitals is Indian core. They have a very, very good Indian
Yeah,
core. Like
agree.
if you look at, they have Shikhar Dhawan, Prithvi Shah, Iyer, Rishabh Pant in top four. So they can play four overseas players from last seven players they are going to pick. So that is the success mantra. If you look at the successful teams like Mumbai Indians, they have top four. Apart from Quinton de Kock, they have Indian players. Even they have Jasprit Bumrah as well. So that is the success mantra. If you look at any team who has won IPL titles, they have very good Indian core. If you look at the Kolkata Knight Riders, they have Robin Uthappa was there. They have Gautam Gambhir was there. So the core team of Indian group has been the success mantra of any team who perform consistently, and that has been the thing for Delhi Capitals as well, and that helped them to play two overseas pacers. They played Rabada and Nokia as well. So
Yeah.
that Indian core helped them to have that flexibility. They should have done even more better in the auction as well. They picked a few wrong players, but still, with the Indian core, they have that winning package or to finish in top four. The only concern I would say for Delhi Capitals is the shaky middle order and the form of Rishabh Pant. If Prithvi Shah or Shikhar Dhawan fails, or they are back to a dressing room inside the power play, then that big concern will be coming. If you look at the last IPL final as well, even though Iyer or Rishabh Pant scored 50s, but they were restricted to 150, 160 something. So
Yeah.
if teams can get Shikhar Dhawan and Prithvi Shah very early, then they'll be putting under really big pressure. Because if you look at the lower order, if Stoinis is not playing, they'll be playing Rupal Patel or Lilith Yadav, then Akshar Patel. So they have a very thin lower order as well. So there is it puts lots of pressure on
I think
Rishabh
in
Pant
the
to
last,
score many things.
sometimes in the last few games which they played, Stoinis has been one very, very big thing, which like uh, someone who they have been missing a lot.
Yes. So if teams can get their openers very early, then they'll be putting that lots of pressure on Delhi Capitals. So I think they can qualify into the final. I don't know whether they'll be winning the IPL, but if a team playing against Delhi Capitals in the final, if they are picking their openers very early, then the opposition has more chances to win the IPL title as
Yeah, I agree. So now moving on to Chennai and RCB along with Kolkata. First, let's just talk about Kolkata, because Kolkata has been a team which somehow, like how Sunrisers came back last year, because Sunrisers were also not doing a lot very good in the first few games in the IPL 2020 also, but in the end David Warner, he just played brilliantly. Their bowlers and everybody just, like, it was a collective team effort from them in the end. Same with Kolkata this year. Their openers have been giving them like intentful starts, brilliant starts by Venkatesh Iyer and Shubman Gill. Then they have a good middle order in which Rahul Tripathi comes in, smashes, and like with good intent, Nitish Rana, Dinesh Karthik finishes off things well. Like if you see, Andre Russell has been missed in the 2 3 games, but they still have made the playoff with, like, they have been brilliant. So, what's your view on Kolkata Knight Riders?
I think if you look at the India leg as well, they played really well. They used their tactics really well. They used the spinners, etc. But they couldn't finish few matches. If you look at the
Yeah,
Mumbai Indians ones, which happened in Chepauk, they should have easily won that match. But they made them difficult during the India leg and the start. Because if you look at the success of Kolkata in UAE condition, Venkatesh Iyer was a big factor. He used to give them a
yeah,
very good start, and Shubman Gill showing that mentality to score runs as well. If you look at the India leg, Shubman Gill was really shaky. He was not going anywhere, And
Like
we
his
all know
yeah,
Rahul.
in the India leg, I want to mention something. In the India leg, his approach wasn't the same. In some matches, he was like coming and just trying to run down at the ball every time and was just trying to hit sixes every ball. And in some games, he had no intent whatsoever. So yeah, I think in this leg, what he has done is he has not over rushed things. He has, if he has got a bad ball, he has make sure to punish it. He has made good like that shot to Trent Bolt which he hit on the second ball against Mumbai, that flick shot which went for six, showed how good he has become now because he has got that approach. He doesn't fear out playing shots to any bowler now. And like, yeah, I've heard like he has been much better in this UAE leg.
Yes, I think, and clarity has really converted to Shubman Gill by the management or McCallum or Morgan. That might have affected his batting as well in a positive side. And coming to Rahul Tripathi, we all know how well he has been playing. If he gets a chance in top order, we have seen in Rising Pune Super Giants in 2017, he was the X factor. And same thing he is doing for Kolkata Knight Riders in 2021. He wasn't used really well for Rajasthan Royals or even for Kolkata as well last year. He used to play at number 7, number 8, or number 6, etc.
Yeah,
But
last
the
year they were
clarity
using
was
him as a floater, but now they're using him as a solid number three who just comes
so the
and yeah, tries to
yes.
score runs.
Yes, so the clarity has been really put these players in a positive side, and the spin department. If you look at, they have the best spin department. Naren is there, Varun is there, then Dinesh Rana can bowl, then there is Shakib is there. So they have very good spin attack, and they are playing in Sharjah as well, which has been really slow this year. So they got the conditions really well, and the spinners and fast bowlers as well. If you look
Yeah.
at Shivam Mavi, apart from that one over against Prithvi Shaw, he has bowled superbly in this season. And then Loki Ferguson, we all know what impact he has in this team.
I have a
So
stat like in all the games he has played this season. Like I think in the start he played 3 games, he took 2 wickets every game, and now he came back and took 3 wickets. So he has around played 4 or 5 games and taken around 10 wickets. So like that shows
yes,
how consistently he's taking wickets also.
yes. So it has been a collective team effort from Kolkata Knight Riders, and the team is Chennai Super Kings has done so well in the India League, but coming to UAE, they have been a bit shaky, especially the middle order, Reina or Moin Ali. Even apart from few games, Ampati Rayudu, then Dhoni's form has been a bit worrying last few seasons. Then apart from Jadeja, Ruturaj, and Faf, no one has been contributing. But these three guys has been contributing a lot and winning games for CSK. So it's almost similar to what Delhi Capitals have. Delhi Capitals have this Shikhar Dhawan, Prithvi Shaw, and Chennai Super Kings has Faf, Ruturaj, and Jadeja. So that is where opposition can break through the Super Kings, and we have seen CSK lost last 3 matches as well. So if they can get the openers very quickly, then CSK will be
That's
under
what
lots of.
happened to them in the last 2 games because against Punjab also Gaikwad and Robin like they lost 3 wickets, 3 wickets in the power play, and then they are in trouble. What that's regularly what's happened to them.
Then coming to RCB, if you look at from last season, they have made very good changes. The management has changed. They are picking right players. They are playing very good matchups. They included certain players against certain teams or certain grounds. So it has been coming really good for RCB. Then the inclusion of Glenn Maxwell as well. Even if you look at this season, has been even in last year as well. Virat Kohli had a pretty average or ordinary season, but it has been overcome by last year it was De Villiers, and this year it has been Glenn Maxwell. So they have that X factors in middle order. So that is that winning mantra and the bowling unit, Siraj, Yuzi, Harshal, etc. And they
Yes.
used to play Shabas or Christian or etc. So they have been doing really good work in terms of picking players when to bowl, where to bowl, which players to play in certain grounds against the opposition. So it has converted into results. So we need to credit RCB the turnaround which happened from last year. They have a terrible 2017, 18, 19, but they came back so well last year and they are continuing this year as well.
Yeah. One thing I wanted to point out is Siraj hasn't taken a lot of wickets, but his economy has been so good. Like in the power play, when RCB is conceding 50, 55 runs regularly because they are not taking wickets, Siraj is still giving 6 runs and over in the power play. So that shows how good he is bowling. Just is that he's not he's lacking support in the power play to first of all create pressure and then take wickets. But another thing has been the way Virat Kohli has captained them through the middle overs, bringing the right bowlers like UG. The way he has come in the second phase has been absolutely tremendous because the way he has bowled, uh, he's the he's the first or the second highest wicket taker among all teams in the UAE leg. So that shows how well has UG bowled, and you need to give all of that credit to some extent to Virat Kohli and the team management also. So yeah, I totally agree to what John said. Yeah, John. So now let us just move on to the playoffs. We'll just talk about that because we, in short, talked about the group stage. First, about the league stages. We talked about the teams who qualified, how what was the success, what did they do so good, and we also talked about the teams who weren't able to qualify. Now, moving on to the playoffs, John, the first playoff is between Delhi Capitals and the Chennai Super Kings. My first question to you is like, do you see, first of all, any changes in both the teams playing 11 for the qualifier one?
Coming to Delhi Capitals first, I think if Stoinis is fit, he'll be
Yeah.
playing. Other than that, I don't see any changes in the lineup. And coming to Chennai Super Kings, they have a player called Dominic Drakes who has been recruited for Sam Curran, and he has done so well in CPL. If Josh Hazlewood has been going through a rough phase in last two matches, so if they need a change, they have Dominic Drakes, and I hope Reina will be coming back in the next match in for Robin Uttama because if you look at Delhi Capitals, they have Akshay Patel
Yeah.
and there is Ravichandran Ashwin, or even if Ripple Patel is playing, Ripple Patel is there. So Reina can attack if he go through that phase of Avesh Khan or Nokia or Rabada. So Reina will be really handy as a batsman against Delhi Capitals spinners. So if everyone are fit, then Reina will be playing. I don't know whether Dominic Drakes will be playing or not, but he is really handy. He is a very good all-rounder for the future of West Indies. We have seen the last CPL as well. He
Yeah.
can bat, he can bowl as well. He's a very good fielder. So they
I think
have Chennai
he
Super
scored the
Kings.
winning run in the CPL 2021 final also.
Yes, he was the man of the match also in the final. So he have Chennai has an option, but I don't know whether they'll be using as if now. If Stoinis is fit, he'll be replacing Ripple Patel, and if Reina is fit, he'll be replacing Robin Uttappa.
Okay, I also agree to that. Now, yeah, about this, who are you backing? Which team are you like? Not being biased because I knew you are a CSK fan, but to be as a neutral cricket fan, who would you say has the upper hand as of now to win this game and book the ticket to the final?
I think it all depends on how the CSK openers going to face Nokia, Rabada, and Avesh Khan. If they can get a couple of wickets in the power play, then CSK will be under pressure. So it all depends on how they are going to face the new ball spell of Nokia, Rabada, and this Avesh Khan. So it is really tough to tell who has an upper hand. As of now, Delhi Capitals has won both matches against CSK in this
Hmm.
season. So Delhi Capitals have slight edge, but still, if Ruturaj and Faf has a very good day, anything can happen on the first qualifier.
Yeah, I also like when you were talking about the wickets in the power play, Ruturaj has struggled in the last two games, especially to the short ball. And especially Delhi Capitals, their bowlers, all three, their pacers, Avesh Khan, Andrik Nokia, and Kajisha Rabada, all of them have a very good short ball. So, how are you seeing this battle between the Delhi Pacers
Yes,
and Gaikwad?
I think it will be deciding the factor of the match as well. And toss will be really crucial. If you look at Chennai Super Kings is a very good chasing team, but they are not a great defending team. So
Yeah.
toss will be really crucial on the qualifiers. And I think it will be a very good pitch as well. It will be 150, 160 or 170 pitch. So it all depends on how toss going to be a factor. And Ruturaj used to play short balls really well. If you look at the last match, he was a bit of struggle from ball one. It was not that
Hmm.
short ball made or given that wicket. From the first ball, he was a bit shaky. So if he can get that initial phase, then I still believe he can handle this short ball of Nokia or Rabada. But it all depends on how they are going to start in first 10 or 15 balls.
Yeah, I also agree to that. Now, yeah, according to me, first of all, yeah, I also think Delhi Capitals have an edge, psychological edge, because they have won two in two games against CSK. But CSK also have those big match players, those big match temperament. So you can't really decide which team has a upper hand. Right now, you can keep it as 55-45 in favor of Delhi Capitals only because they have won two matches against CSK before. Both of the teams also have the same issues, like their middle order is a bit shaky. So, like the teams have the same issues also. So, you can't even decipher a lot between them. So, I would personally feel it's 55-45 in favor of Delhi Capitals. But that doesn't mean they are going to win because CSK have very good big match temperament players.
Yes, we should be going with 45, 55, 45 for Delhi as of now. But it all depends on how they are going to face the power play.
Yeah.
Even you mentioned that Delhi Capitals middle order is really shaky. So both teams has that big issue. But still, there is Rishabh Pant, there is Iyer is there. If Stoinis is coming back, it will be extra boost as well. As a six bowler or as a finisher as well. So it all depends on the availability of players, how they are going to start, and the toss factor as well.
Yeah.
Because CSK like chasing more than defending the total.
Yeah, I also agree to that. Now moving on to the eliminator, which is between Royal Challengers Bangalore and the Kolkata Knight Riders. And me as an RCB fan, I am very, very scared of KKR right now because the way they are playing, they can beat any team on a certain day. The spin department they have, they are very, very lethal, especially on the Sharjah wicket where the eliminator is to be played at. So, me as an RCB fan, I am very scared. Now, yeah, first of all, again, my question to John is: do you see any changes in the playing 11 of both the teams going from the last match or no?
I think David Assi has mentioned that Russell will be fit for the qualifiers, but it is not confirmed. If Russell is coming back, then he will be Shakib will be making his way,
I
and we
think
don't know
Shakib has to go also for the qualifiers of the
about.
World Cup.
So it all depends on the availability. As of now, nothing is confirmed. So we need to wait on that. Other than that, KKR will be going with the same unit which they played in the last match. And coming to RCB, it all depends. So I think they'll be going with the same side. But I would like to see Tim David for Dan Christian because he gives that depth in the batting order. We have seen Dan Christian has been really inconsistent, or he hasn't been scoring anything for
His
RCB this
highest
season.
score is 1 run.
Yes. So it has been a bit if Glenn Maxwell has an off day, because if you
Yeah.
look at Glenn Maxwell has been carrying this batting unit in last, apart from KS Bharat, no. Maxwell has been carrying this batting unit. So if Glenn Maxwell has
Plus,
a
that
horrible
one off day is not too far because according to the law of averages, that is good.
yes, and law of averages and the Sharjah wicket as well.
Hmm.
Because we have seen the spin unit or batting has been bit tough in Sharjah this year compared to last season. So I would go with that extra batting depth. Considering Tim David hasn't got any opportunity apart from 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
He is coming from a very good CPL. Especially St. Lucia hasn't been that great side. Top order has been a bit shaky, but every time Tim David used to have that impact in CPL, so he knows to play these conditions. So
Yeah.
I would like to see Tim David, but I think management will be sticking with Dan Christian mainly because Dan Christian can bowl. He can give 1 or 2 overs for Virat Kohli as well. So other than that, I don't see any changes for RCB as well.
Yeah, I also don't see changes. Just that Tim David might come because he can also give overs of off spin bowling. Yeah, now moving on to the prediction for this game, which I'm really scared about because I feel Kolkata have an edge because the way they are coming. As RCB also, you can't keep them away because the way they won their last game. Hitting a last ball six is never easy, especially for a player like KS Bharat that would give him and the team a lot of confidence in him. So I think this is gonna be a very, very good contest, brilliant because both of the teams there's nothing not a lot to choose between them. One team has players like Maxwell who is going well, Padikkal who is in decent form again, then KS Bharat who has played a tremendous knock, Virat Kohli even if he is not in very good touch you can never count him off. AB de Villiers also the same thing with him, and in the bowlers they have a spinner like Chahal, they have a pacer like Siraj, Barton who is good in the death overs, Christian, Shabazz Ahmed. So like you have all the assets covered here. And same with KKR also I feel Venkatesh Iyer, Shubman Gill opening the batting, both are in tremendous form right now. Then Rahul Tripathi also, Nitish Rana, both are going good. On Morgan is not in that good form, but you never know because he's also an experienced player. He is a legend of England cricket, so you never know when his runs come, and perhaps it might be the eliminator in a crucial game for them. Andre Russell, if he comes back, then their spin unit is brilliant. And Sunil Narayan, Varun Chakravarti, Lockie Ferguson. So there's not a lot to choose between them. So first of all, I want to ask you, which team are you giving an edge in this game?
It's tough to predict. If you look at Delhi versus Chennai, Delhi has an edge, like we mentioned, 55-45. But if you look at coming to Kolkata versus RCB, both teams are coming from very good momentum. Both teams has won the last game, especially RCB won that crazy match. So that has increased that confidence or increased that boost for them to perform really well. These kind of matches really help the morale of the team as well. So on the form, both teams has been doing really well. But if Sharjah wicket is really slow, then there is Varun Chakravarti is there, Narain is there, then Loki Ferguson is there, then Shivam Mavi has been doing so well. So a slight advantage right now for KKR, but anything can happen on that day.
Again, over here also the toss is very crucial.
Yes, both matches, toss will be a big factor because if you look at KKR versus this RCB match, both bowling unit has been in great form. Harsha Patel, Siraj, or UC, etc. Coming to Kolkata, there is Loki is there, Mahavi is there, Varun is there, Narain is there. So both the bowling unit has been in great form. So defending might be easy for both of the team if unless a team burn it out for 80 or 90. If RCB get that winning toss, then they decide to bat first and put a score around 150, 160. It will be really difficult for KKR because Morgan hasn't been scoring. Russell, if he plays, he hasn't had any match practice. Dinesh Karthik, even though he scored few couple of games, but he has been a bit shaky. So this top order with Rahul Tripathi, Venkatesh Iyer, Shubman Gill, they can fill in pressure because they are inexperienced. Venkatesh Iyer don't have international experience. Same with Rahul Tripathi. Apart from Shubman Gill, even Gill has been in the team for last 1 or 2 years. He hasn't got much opportunity. So that pressure factor will be there in the big game. So toss will be really vital in this match as well.
Yeah, I agree to that. And yeah, both the games we don't have a lot to choose from. Now, my final question in today's episode is about which team do you predict to win IPL 2021? Like, if you give the chances, if you are equal to everyone, you can give 25 to each team. But like, which team would you give the most chance from here on to win IPL this year?
I would like to see CSK win in the IPL, but I think it will be between KKR versus RCB, we will be seeing a champion from eliminator after the Sunrisers in 2016. Since 2016, it has been one or two who completes in the points table has won the title. But I think we'll be seeing that change this year because both has been in great form. Kolkata has been doing so well in the UAE leg, and RCB has been coming off late in last 3-4 matches. They have won almost 90% of matches. So both has been coming through a very good run as well. So I would like to see CSK win, but KKR or RCB has that upper hand.
Okay, so I personally feel there are high chances of an RCB CSK final because I feel RCB is gonna make it this time because like sometimes we'll also win, nah? Like it can't always be Chennai, Mumbai, always winning. So that's what I feel, and I think RCB have deserved to win this year because they have performed quite good. I don't know what was the last time a team with 18 points didn't reach the top two. So that shows how competitive this IPL has also been. And if we don't win, I feel one thing to blame will be those 4 runs. Had we scored 4 more runs against SRH, we would have qualified for the top two. But leaving all that apart, I feel there's a high probability of an RCB CSK or an RCB DC final. Because first of all, I feel there will be RCB will be there, and there will be one team between Delhi Capitals or Chennai Super Kings in the final. And I personally want an RCB CSK final because I want to see another game between MS Dhoni and Virat Kohli as captain, especially. So yeah, that's what I feel.
Yes, so hopefully we can see a CSK versus RCB final.
Yeah, and hopefully RCB can win. Till then, like, share, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed today. Comment down your prediction for IPL 2021. And John, what are your last words tonight? Then we'll just wrap up the show.
First of all, as I mentioned earlier, it is a pleasure to come into this YouTube channel. Whoever watching this video, do subscribe this channel. It has been a great pleasure. If you have seen the contents during the IPL, it has been fantastic. And the T20 World Cup is coming. You will be seeing a lot of reviews of this T20 World Cup as well. So everyone do support this channel. It will be a great it will be really kind as well. So hopefully everyone will be liking this video and all the videos in this channel.
Yeah, thanks, John. Till then, we'll meet you all in the next video. Goodbye, guys. Like if you enjoyed, share. Until then, I'll meet you all in the next video. Goodbye and peace.